Christ in me sees the Christ in you. Everyone's a chosen one, the many and the few. All together now it takes two. The Christ in me and the Christ in you. To know love is to be loved, and I know love will stay alive. If the Christ in me sees the Christ in you, everyone's a chosen one, the many and the few. All together now it takes two. The Christ in me and the Christ in you. If my friend feels sad or broken, every time that my heart opens, love makes its way into the world. When the Christ in me sees the Christ in you, everyone's a chosen one, the many and the few. All together now it takes two. The Christ in me and the Christ in you. I can do all things through Christ who is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who is my strength. I can do all things. Sees the Christ who is my strength. I can do all things. Sees the Christ who is my strength.
Namaste. And welcome to the Life Enrichment Center live streaming from beautiful Flint Township on this brand new day of a brand new month, on this wonderful Independence Day weekend. And I hope that wherever you are feeling cool. And want to thank Jim Gould. He has been caring for the flowers in our Peace Garden diligently during this heat wave, and these flowers, testify to his loving care. That's his arrangement, and they're very perky. So I hope you're feeling perky wherever you are. All right, well, like to start this morning with our centering prayer. So if you would just close your eyes and just slow your breathing. Notice your breathing. And just feel yourself relaxing into long, deep breaths. Just knowing that every inhale is a choice, and every exhale is a release. And just feeling the peace that is in this moment. And there is a deep, abiding peace in the present moment. There is a tangible presence that comes to our awareness and flows into our experience of ourself. It moves through our mind and emotions and right into our physical experience of self. And as we feel that presence within us, as us, we feel the power of its healing. For wherever God is, wherever the high vibration of love is, healing is present. And so we recognize that healing presence within every physical body, within every hospital, within every home, within every place where physical healing is being called for. We recognize that presence now, healing the physical body. And we know that along with that healing, there is an energy and vitality that comes into our experience. And so we know that that is happening right now within all of us, within everyone. There is a renewed energy and feeling of joyous life that is coming alive in this moment. And we know that this joyous feeling is also one of peace and clarity. And we know that that is happening within us. We feel it within us. And we know that it is true for every living being, for every leader, everywhere, in our country, in every country, for anyone making decisions, for anyone that is looking for answers and solutions right here and right now, those answers, those solutions for peace are coming right now into the awareness of every mind. And we are so grateful to know that it is as we recognize the truth of our prayer that our prayer is answered, and we recognize that truth now as all there is. And we know our prayer is answered here and now, and so it is. Amen. All right. Well, this is a new month. We have a brand new opening affirmative statement. And this is for the power of independence. And so if you will, repeat after me. I am not only this body I see.
I am not only this body I see.
My mind and heart are unbound and free.
My mind and heart are unbound and free.
With only God within to influence me,
Only God within to influence me.
I express myself as I choose to be.
I express myself as I choose to be.
This is a good one. It rhymes. It'll be easy to remember. Okay. Well, as I just mentioned, and I'll be saying it a lot today, our July focus is on the power of independence, and CDs of my talk today, Let Freedom Ring, will be available upon request for $3 and as a podcast tomorrow on our website, lecflint.com. Okay, our steering committee met last Sunday via Zoom, and we unanimously agreed that it would be best for our LEC family and friends to wait to reopen LEC for events and meetings and in-sanctuary services at least through the end of July. so that when we come back together again, physically, we'll feel as comfortable together as we possibly can. And we'll continue to our live streaming, and for now, feeling our oneness together in spirit while staying physically apart. That said, we're still going to have an opportunity to see each other in person. Because since we all agree that God is all there is, at least outdoors, we're having our annual LEC picnic outdoors, as usual, at Jim and Laura Sostrom's house on the lake on Sunday, August 9th, after our live streaming service. So mark your calendar, and it'll be lots of fun. It always is. And we'll have the address and directions on Facebook and possibly even through our MailChimp. Who knows? We'll get you that address. Okay, you're invited to come. It's getting crowded in our Zoom meeting on Wednesdays. We have Beyond the Words Wednesdays, and it's a beautiful, uplifting experience, a lovely midweek reminder, if we've forgotten for a moment, of who we truly are and our spiritual life. And we begin with a centering meditation to just bring us to that present moment. And then we just talk about our life. And many of us who have come together have been talking about our desires for now and in the future, and so we're supporting one another in that. So it's a great place to come and declare your desire and have it supported by a group of loving people who know that anything you want, you can have. So if you want to join us, let Jim Gould know at g.r.gould123@gmail.com, and he'll send you the information so you can join us. And our centering meditation begins at 12:05, so if you're going to join us, please get there on time. Okay, and if you are new to our LEC service, you may hear some things that are unfamiliar to you. And if you do, just let them float. Just let them flow over you and bless you anyway. And that if you continue to come, they'll begin to work within you, to make changes within you, to empower your life so that you can create the life that you truly desire to live. And for now, we all know that we are blessed by a universe that loves us so, and that our joy and happiness is always, always backed by that power. All right. Well, we have a treat this morning. It's a new month, so we have a new song. And so it's perfect for the month. It's by Harold Payne, and it's called We Are Free.
We are traveling on a sacred journey. We are gathering, and the tides they are turning. But we are bridges where walls used to be. We are rivers that keep winding our way to the sea. We are free, we are righteous, we are worthy, we we are free. We are boundless, we are joyous, we are free. Our souls have been longing, a new day is dawning, we are free. All humanity is yearning for freedom, and it's meant to be more than just words to believe in. We are reaching with outstretched hands, we are seeking to be all that we possibly can. We are free, we are righteous, we are worthy, we are free. We are boundless, we are joyous, we are free. Our souls have been longing, a new day is dawning, we are free. Where walls used to be, we are rivers that keep winding our way to the sea. We are free, we are righteous, we are worthy, we are free. We are boundless, we are joyous, we are free. Our souls have been longing, a new day is dawning, we are free. We are free, we are righteous, we are worthy, we are free. We are boundless, we are joyous, we are free. Our souls have been longing, a new day is dawning, we are free. We are righteous, we are worthy, we are free. We are boundless, we are joyous, we are free. Our souls have been longing, a new day is dawning, we are free.
All right, well, we here in the sanctuary didn't get to see the video that enhanced those words. And it was a fantastic video. I did see it before service. And I want you to know that was put together by our stream tech, Jamie Phillips. It's just beautiful. And take time, guys, later to look at it. It's wonderful. It just so enhanced that song, and it's so perfect. So thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Now I think I'll start my talk. Well, again, as noted, and I said we'd note it some more, July is our focus on the power of independence. And the title of my talk today, Let Freedom Ring, is in recognition of this Independence Day weekend. Now, as with most things, the 4th of July means different things to different people. And so I'm sure it's not only in my neighborhood that the Big Bang Theory is considered the ultimate celebration of independence. But I gotta say, the enthusiasm and enjoyment of what sounds like bombs bursting in air and sometimes bursting on the ground that began long before the 4th of July, in my hood, kept the celebration going most of the night last night. So, happy 4th. But when it comes to loud noises and loud explosions, I'm with the animals. And I didn't hide under my bed, though I thought about it. Because the sound and the noise did make my fur kind of stand on end, and it ruffled my feathers for a while until I decided to give peace a chance. And when, metaphorically, our fur stands on end and our feathers are ruffled, for any reason, it's important for us to remember that peace and our freedom to choose it is independent of the conditions around us, no matter what those conditions may be. Now, a few nights of loud explosions, not directed toward anything or intended to harm anyone, is a condition that most of us can choose to rise above by going within and rising there. But there are those who have made the same choice under far more intense conditions. Soldiers and civilians have experienced inner peace right there on the battlefield. Viktor Frankl and Nelson Mandela found inner freedom while locked for years in prison. And Helen Keller discovered ears that could hear and eyes that could see within her that caused her to hear magnificent things and see beautiful things, even though she was physically deaf and blind. The power of independence that is always present within us remains steady, undisturbed by circumstances and unshaken by conditions. It's a sacred independence that's inseparable from our true freedom as spiritual beings. And when we take a stand in that powerful light within us, we are free from any limiting condition of this world. When we empty our human mind of all the reasons we think we can't be free, the fullness of the silence of the divine mind is able to come into our awareness, and we experience the holy vibration of the very source of our creation. It's always there. A Course in Miracles tells us, here is your declaration of release from the bondage of the world. I am the Holy Son of God Himself. So all month we're going to focus on the spiritual, mental, emotional independence that resides in us as a living representative of the Son of God Himself. The independence that's ours as an individual expression of divinity. The independence that belongs to us as one who is expressing the one life, the one creation in our own individual way. Now, Science of Mind tells us individuality means personified spirit, spirit in the flesh, spirit having a human experience, us. It means self-choice, preference, desire, volition, and complete freedom, and a power to back up that freedom. That power backs up our freedom to think for ourselves. rather than blindly following the thinking of anyone else or needing to defend what we think to anyone else. It backs our freedom to feel whatever we're feeling without having to explain why we're feeling what we're feeling just because we're not feeling what somebody else is feeling. And we've all had that experience. And it backs our freedom to act from our own thoughts and feelings rather than acting from fear or duty or obligation or financial or emotional bondage. Science Mind tells us as the universe is run by an infinite mind, so man's life is controlled by his thinking. Ignorance of this keeps him in bondage. Knowledge will free him. Our thoughts are powerful things that can cause us to feel bound by the conditions of the world and controlled by human fear that seems to be reinforced by human facts. And our powerful thoughts can free us to feel the love and joy and peace, creativity and freedom of our soul that's present right here within us, even in this human experience. It never leaves us, never. That's why it's essential for us to notice how our thoughts cause us to feel closed or open, bound or free. It's important for us to pay attention to our intuition and to become aware of the way we feel when we follow it and the way we feel when we don't. And notice what happens in both cases. And then to care more about the way we feel than we do about what others think we should think and feel. Because we understand that it is our thoughts alone that create our experience of our life. It's been said the greatest thing you can give yourself is freedom from what others think. The power that backs our freedom of independent choice is this: our inner being. The powerful, positive being within us, the Christ within us, the knowing within us that speaks to us and guides us through the way we feel and lets us know what is true and good and right for us. For us. Science of Mind tells us we will do well to listen to this inner voice, for it tells us of a life wonderful in its scope, of a love beyond our fondest dreams, and of a freedom which our soul craves. Now, this particular Independence Day may seem to totally contradict the whole idea of individual independence and freedom. With the current situation going on in our country, it would appear that we have less freedom today than many of us had when the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776. It would appear that the world outside of us has more power to control our life than it ever did. Yet there are those who'd say this is the perfect time for us to discover what true freedom really is. And to feel that power within us that is always backing that freedom. I mean, if we felt free before this pandemic thing happened, and now we're feeling imprisoned, by conditions, then our sense of freedom has been dependent on the conditions of the world rather than on the power within us to back our complete freedom unconditionally. This is a good way to find out. Notice how you're feeling about what's going on, because truly nothing has changed within us. Our independence and our freedom remain undisturbed by outer circumstances. Now, as you know, this year, our theme is 2020 Vision. And this year so far is certainly giving us an opportunity to see more clearly who we truly are and the power that is within us in ways that we never anticipated. But no matter how we got here, here we are now. And it's up to us to seize this moment. We are at a point in our evolution of consciousness where we can call forth more of the creative power of our spiritual vibrational nature into this human experience if we choose to. We've come to a portal of awakening to the holy sons of God that we are, that will allow us to see that every moment is a holy moment. We've come to a place in time where the good, the beautiful, the mystical, the magical, and the precious are present for us to see if we just look beyond the conditions of the easily seen, so that we can experience it together if we would. Someone said a few days ago that if 2020 is telling us anything, it's telling us enjoy the moments we have and don't take any day, anything, or anyone for granted. Now, that's often a lesson we learn on our deathbed when it suddenly occurs to us how very precious and holy our earth life has been. It's sometimes a lesson that we learn through great loss, when a loved one leaves for any reason, when we lose our home or some other precious or cherished possession, when our youth is lost to age, when our flexibility is lost to disability, when our health is lost to disease. But we don't need to lose to win this. We have been given the power of independence from the world of conditions, to be in the world but not of the world, to bring our spirit into it and not let it decide for us. We're free to feel peaceful in our home and to feel peaceful when we leave it, no matter where we go and no matter how crowded it is. If 2020 is telling us anything, it's telling us not to depend on the physical conditions of the world for our happiness, for our well-being, for our peace of mind and our sense of freedom. That we can enjoy life because we're free to enjoy life, no matter what. It's telling us to look within us for the joyous truth of who we are, that is beyond what can physically be seen or heard or touched or tasted, and to live that truth in the world. We're being called upon to live our truth. The way of the heart tells us, until you fully decide to come into life as the presence of Christ, as the presence of love, and to own each moment of your experience as wholly self-created, for no other reason than that you have chosen it from the infinite freedom of your unlimited being, life has not begun yet. We are free to be the presence of love if we choose to. It's right here within us. It didn't go anywhere. And that love causes us to love everyone we see, no matter what, with a deep awareness that we are all in this together, one life, having an experience. And that love is truly all there is for us to give one another and receive from one another, no matter what the conditions are in the world. We can love right now. If ever there was a time for us to prove to ourselves that who we are is more than we can see physically, if ever there was a time for us to own our own experiences in the world because we understand that we have the power to see the world independently, now is that time. Now, in the midst of last night's noisy explosions, I'm sure many of us noted that the full moon was silently shining, and the fireflies were quietly putting on a light show of love, signaling to each other in such a beautiful way their readiness to co-create together. Are we ready to put on a light show of love and signal to each other that we're ready to co-create together? Abraham Hicks said, it's not just that your purpose is joy, it is that you are joy. You are love and joy and freedom and clarity expressing, energy, frolicking and eager. That's who you are. There is no condition, no situation, no person, no thing that has the power to prevent us from being all that we are, from being who we are every moment, if that's what we choose. And we have the power of God to back up that freedom. Wow. So, why don't we let that freedom ring? Namaste. All right. That was fun. I'd say I wish it were the Independence Day weekend every weekend, and it is. Every day it's Independence Day. It's just not the 4th of July, and I'm kind of happy about that. Okay. All right. That was my talk. So we go on to this moment of gratitude. I am so blessed that with the live streaming that we have such a, intense love here. It's so palpable, it's so beautiful, it's so loving and so supporting, and it is just awesome. It really is. And it is one of the beautiful things that has come out of this situation, another choice that we get beyond the conditions. We are free to choose to express ourselves in the ways that we can, and to do it beautifully and filled with love. So I feel grateful every day. And I feel grateful for all of you who watch, all of you who continue to support what we're doing, whether you're doing it in hopes that we'll open one day and we can get together, or you're doing it from afar because you can't be here physically anyway. It doesn't matter. You are supporting with so much love and financial support, and we so appreciate you, because we love what we do. So if you haven't yet, and you'd like to, you're free to support LEC financially by going to Life Enrichment Center on Facebook and hitting the donate button, by going to our LEC website, and especially if you're looking up one of the talks or looking up events, hit the contribute button. You can pay through PayPal. And of course, you can text. And you can write a check, send it by mail. Whatever you choose to do, bless you. Bless you. For what you give comes back to you, and you are a blessing. You are a blessing, and you're blessed. Okay, that's it. We're going to have our Grateful Gratitude song by Nemo Patel and Daniel Namad. I'm going to close with a prayer, and with a gratitude prayer and a closing of affirmation, and then with a peace song. And what a beautiful weekend to be singing the peace song. Okay, so here they are.
You're my life, you're my breath, you're a smile, you're my guest. You're the earth, you're the sun, you're the grass, you are love. You're my hands, you're a bug, you're my eyes, you're a hug. You're the light in the dark, you're the spark, you are fun. You're my mom, you are water, you're the stars, you're my daughter. You're my friend till the end, you're my dreams, you're my father. You're the ants on the ground, the miracles that surround. I'm feeling it all around, the hemisphere in the clouds. You're my pain, you're my sorrow, you're my hope for tomorrow. You're the strength when I'm hollow, you're the path that I follow. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss. The gift to realize that everything
all that
is a gift.
I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all. Grateful for it
You're the
all.
blessings every time I try to count. You're the lessons that I learn every time I turn around. You're the water when I'm burned every time I think I found everything I'm looking for. You're the sign saying stop to take a bow and keep moving forward and start looking towards your heart. It'll open all the doors, and only then you'll start to hear the world singing chorus with your mind and heart aligned in purpose. Everything
All
will feel
that I
gorgeous.
am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all,
Every day I sit and pray, cause what I have is more than I deserve or could ever imagine. How do I get back to all of this magic and spread the love so everybody can have it? Doesn't matter if I'm rich or poor, if I got a family or if I'm all alone. Bad things happen, I can just complain and moan. But there's a million things that I can be grateful for.
So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude
and everything I see, everything I hope, and everything I dream, everything I feel, and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing. Everything I am, and everything I see, everything I hope, and everything I dream, everything I feel, and everything I be. I look through the town and feel all the blessings. Everything I am, and everything I see, everything I hope, and everything I dream, everything I feel, and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
We are so grateful right now, in this moment, for this gift of life, for the breath that we take, for all the good that is around us, for all the love that flows to us and through us and comes to us from each other. We are so grateful that we live in a universe of love, and in all of that love we have found each other to share this moment with, to share this truth with, to co-create with. That in all of infinity, we are here, we are now, and we are so grateful that we follow directions. And so this morning, we just say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for life. Thank you for the Life Enrichment Center. Thank you for the love of our family, our friends, and for each other, for the animals, for nature, for the sky, for all that is. For there is so much beauty to celebrate now. So much good. And so much freedom within us to feel grateful for it all. And so feeling so good, so grateful for all that we have and all that we are, let us say our statement of abundance together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Amen. Okay, here's our closing affirmation for today. It goes like this: I am ready to put on a light show of love. Are you ready? I am ready to put on a light show of love. Again, I am ready to put on a light show of love. One more time. I am ready to put on a light show of love. Whew. All right, that's a good one. Okay, so we will end with the peace song, and we can start it. And I can just kind of talk a bit for a second, and then I'm just going to be quietly singing.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be.